Hey guys, my name is Anthony. The name of this magic trick is Little Joe and the Bartender. Learned it a long time ago. Was looking on YouTube for somebody to show me how to do it. Couldn't find nothing, so I had to reteach myself how to do it. So I'm not a magician, but this is a pretty easy self-working trick if you have the proper setup. I'm not going to do the trick. I'm just going to show you how it's done. You can watch 25 versions of it on YouTube. And I'm going to try to do this without messing it up or my friend and my wife making me laugh because I don't make videos. And I don't know how because I don't know how to talk through them. But we'll try. Just give you the quick rundown of it and maybe it'll help you. Pretty cool trick. Works every time if you don't mess up. You just gotta, one thing I recommend, you learn the story very well so you don't have to look at it and read. But anyway, enough from me. Here we go. It starts out Little Joe and the Bartender. Little Joe, 2 of spades, Bartender, 2 of diamonds. So you set them up. You have 2 of spade, 2 of diamond. You put those on top, of course. I'm going to put the 2 of diamond off screen. You don't really need it, but that's the Bartender. So here's Little Joe. Now, what you want to do, set up, you'll have your 4 kings on the top after the 2 twos. Then you have 2, 6, 4 of hearts. Now, on all these 2, 6, 4s, you don't have to have the same suit, but it'll make it easier for you if you just do it like this because you'll have the right cards at the end that you need. Then you have the 8 of hearts, followed by the 4 queens, 2, 6, 4 of clubs, 8 of clubs. Then you'll have the 4 jacks. Then you'll have 3 threes, followed by 4 aces, followed by a 5 of clubs, and then you're gonna have 4 tens. Sorry, messed it up. It's all right. 5 of clubs, then the 4 tens. Then we're gonna have 6, 8, 5 of spade, 5 of heart, 7 of spade, 4 of spade, 3 of hearts, 7 of clubs, 7 of hearts, 9 of hearts, 9 of spades, 9 of clubs, 9 of diamonds. Obviously, that was 4 nines. Sorry about that. And then you're going to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of diamond. Now, that's your setup on it. This is how the trick is done. It'll work every time as long as you do one little thing. All right, here's what you say. You got to go through the story. It says Little Joe walks into the bar. He asks the bartender how he's doing, whatever. He notices there's nobody in the bar, so the bartender asks Little Joe if he can go get some customers. So Little Joe goes out. And what you want to do is you cut the cards. It doesn't matter where. Cut the cards there. When you cut the cards, you make sure that this card, the 2 of spades, Little Joe, goes on top the pile that you cut off. These cards on top, just like that. Now what you want to do, you pull off as many cards as you want. Make him go blocks, streets, flights of stairs. It doesn't matter. Pull them off. Say he goes 1 block. Pull as many as you want, but don't kind of have an idea where you put the card. You don't want to pass it, or that you're going to mess the trick up. So what you need to be looking out for here is your straight flush at the end, which is the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of diamonds. So when you get close, you can go 3 blocks, pull off as many cards. There's the 8 of diamonds. So I know now Little Joe's next card. So you can say he went up 5 sets of stairs, and now pops Little Joe. So he comes back. Now when you get done and you find Little Joe, take these cards, put them on the bottom. Then you are in the order you started in with the setup. So you say, yeah, Little Joe comes back, and he found 4 kings. Bartender says, well, where did you find them? And you go in order with your cards. You'll have 264, which is 264th Street. He says, well, thanks, Little Joe. There's you an $8 tip. You're done with those cards. You can move them to the side. So now, Little Joe and the bartender get back into the discussion. They have guys in the bar, so guys obviously need girls. So, you take Little Joe. First, you cut the cards wherever you want to. Cut them somewhere in the middle, doesn't matter. Put them on top, just like this. Now you go back to Little Joe goes 1 block, pull as many cards as you want, just don't pass it. 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks. Now, my last card in the straight flush is the 8 of diamonds, so I can go, he went 4 blocks, 1 flight of stairs, and there's Little Joe come back. So bartender then says, Little Joe, did you find any women for our men here? And he said, yeah, I did. I found four ladies. He said, where'd you find them? Same place, 264th Street. He said, well, thanks, Little Joe. Here's you an $8 tip. Now, I know I'm not doing the story like it's supposed to, but you can look it up and learn it yourself, any version of it you want. So, now you get those out of the way. Now when you got men and women, now you're going to have people to serve them. So now you need some helpers. So now you want to say, the bartender, whatever you want to say, you make up your own story, just make sure you know it. And then Little Joe's going to go back out, so you cut the cards. Put Little Joe on top, he's going out. Little Joe goes 1 block. Same thing, 2 blocks, 3 blocks. Here's some of my straight flush. When you get to the 8, the next card's going to be the one you need. So then you can pull 2 off, then you go up 1 flight of stairs, and he's back. So then the bartender says, well, Little Joe, did you find us anybody? He said, yeah, I did. I found some helpers. Four guys willing to work. He said, well, where'd you find them at? He says, 33rd Street. He said, well, thanks, Little Joe. Here's your $3 tip. Those are out of the way. So now, got jacks, the helpers. You got the queens and the kings, which is the customers. Now, all these customers and helpers, they're all drinking whatever, drinking Coke, root beer, whatever you want to say. They've drunk up all the alcohol, which I don't drink. You shouldn't either, by the way. Anyway, that's a little disclaimer there. It's bad for your liver. But now they've run out of alcohol. So, cut the cards, send Little Joe back out. Now you could say it whatever way you want to. Little Joe goes out 1, 2, here's my straight flush, 3, 1 flight of stairs, and Little Joe's back. So the bartender says, well, Little Joe, did you find any liquor? He said, I did. He said, I found 4 cases of Ace High liquor. He says, well, thanks, Little Joe. Here's you a $5 tip. Now the bartender's getting all this money. Customer comes up asking for change. He doesn't have change. He says, Little Joe, do you got any change? He said, for $40. He said, yeah, actually I have 4 10s right here. He says, well, by the way, Little Joe, we've been talking all this time. And he said, I don't even know how old you are. He said, well, I'm 68. Bartender says, well, you don't look a day over 55. By the way, I forgot to throw this in there. When you get to the aces, Little Joe stays out, and your cards are completely in order from that point. You don't have to go back out. You don't have to cut them. You don't have to do nothing. They're all completely ordered if you have the story. So, now he says, Little Joe, do you have any kids? He said, I do. I have 7. 4 boys, 3 girls. He says, well, Little Joe, have you ever played any poker? He said, yeah, I used to play over at Club 77. He said, well, what was your best hand? He said, well, I had 4 9s one time. He said, but the rascal beat me with a straight flush. And that is the story of Little Joe. I hope that helps you. I know it was a bad video. But I think I pretty much explained how it's done. So thank you very much.